to the past twilight hours here on Sears the Crone. My name is Ray, and I am the Crone in Sears the Crone. There's those eyebrows not laying right and driving me nuts. I don't have a script again. I basically disappeared for all of July in anything other than just, well, I have put videos out, but, you know, they've been sort of floater videos. That's what I feel like I'm doing, is I'm just making content. That seems to be a bit of a theme that's running through a bunch of the YouTubers that I kind of float. It's like they're tired, they don't want to make videos just to make the sake of videos. This has been happening over the last 2 years. I'm going to say 2 years. But there's been a lot going on since 2019, 2018. My biggest thing, as a lot of my followers know, yay, 55 subscribers. Woohoo! I love that. Appreciate every one of you. Because you're awesome. Well, you are. You're just awesome. You took time to see something and subscribe. So, yay. Thank you. But yeah, there's a big burnout going around on YouTube. Not everybody's having it. But it is there. Now, with my own channel specifically, it has been because of the death of my husband. Hello, Morgana. Hi, sweetheart. Yeah, meow. Yeah. Meow. Crone cats. Morgana. Anyways. And so that's put me, with his death, with Herc's death, it's put me in a place for the last 10 months where I'm all going on 11, so I'm like, what, 10 and a half here? Because for me, he died on September 8th when he collapsed in my kitchen and stopped breathing, and they never really brought him back. They made him, they got him so he could breathe again, but he didn't wake up, and never got better. What are you doing, sweetheart? Morgana. Yeah, that's Morgana. You're so beautiful. Yes, you are. You're so beautiful. That's my cute egrets. You're so precious. There's yours. Oh, I love you. And I have spent... Hey, you, stop doing that. Stop it. Welcome to the House of Cats. It's the zoo. Welcome to the zoo. There's no jungle to run through. It's just the zoo. Anyways, it's 2 a.m. You know where your children are? Do you remember those commercials? What are you doing, monkey? Yeah? What are you doing? Mommy's trying to make a video. Yeah, Mommy's trying to make a video where we're being all serious. And you guys are just not helping. Yeah. But anyways, I have been very introspective and reflective and emotional and reflective in the fact that, you know, I see things and then I react. So it's reactive, reflective. Everything either annoys me immensely, saddens me to into depression, or or I'm shocked and not amazed, and by monkey, and there's hardly any happy, and if I am happy, it's because I watched something funny, and so now I'm laughing. So I try to guffaw, which is that boisterous laughter, and I but I've been very depressed the last few months, so I am being very grateful for those moments. And yeah, I can still tell when I'm trying to do this video and I have no script for it, and I'm very distracted, and my thoughts are very disjointed. I'm not being very articulate. And I'm still very defensive. But one thing that has changed over the last week is I've been watching some documentaries and some things, and it seems to be marrying what I've been thinking about for months now. I watched life go by, and I've been thinking about how I grew up watching Mary Tyler Moore and Rhoda and the Jeffersons and things like that, where women were supposed to be strong and powerful, and with all this feminism and equal rape, and I'm sitting here at 50 going, it hasn't changed much. We're still banging our heads against walls, because no matter what you do, it's not right. And no matter how much of a good girl you are, you're still treated like garbage. I've made some choices that, if I said I regretted them, it completely denies the life that I've led. Like, if I hadn't done what I did, I wouldn't, in 2014, I would never have married Kurt. Our marriage wasn't perfect, and it was a work in progress, but we loved each other a lot. And if it hadn't been for kidney disease, that marriage would have lasted longer. And I think people, I feel very lonely because I don't think bloop, it's monkey, hey, monkey, I'm just monkeying around, I'm a crazy kitten, mommy loves me 'cause I'm a clown. Hi. Anyways, because when we hooked up in 2014, he was seeing someone else, and someone else thought he was theirs, someone separate from the person who he was dating. And I know that, and so there was that other person in there who always thought she was going to be a part of his life in the way she had got used to. I don't excuse my behavior for becoming the other woman, but I don't, him and I had conversations, that relationship just wasn't there. As can happen. It doesn't excuse my behavior, it doesn't excuse his behavior. But I think sometimes, with me specifically, where I follow signs and portents and all that kind of, I was just following that. I knew in my mind everything was pointing the way, and the relationship with the girlfriend ended very quickly. There was some honesty there, and it ended quickly. I wish there had been some other honesty in that other relationship, because it smeared and muddied my relationship with him. Now, we were able to rise above it somewhat, but it marked me. And so as I grieve, it's part of my grieving, my grief story. So, so I guess this is a widow's journal. But to kind of swing back around, you know, about empowerment, you know, I feel like I failed because I knew coming in that he needed to be empowered, and he just never got to that place where he could fight. And I know that's not my fault. Still, it's hard. But if I take him out of the picture and just focus on me, which all you can do is focus on yourself. Hey, Mark. Is I can see the backward steps I took. The backward steps that I took in being with him. I didn't spend enough time with pussycats that I valued. He became the be-all and end-all, so I didn't spend time with friends, the little bit of friends that I had, so I missed things. So as our relationship progressed, I got sideswiped horribly. I quit eating. I now have an eating disorder, where, you know, basically I can get very anorexic, where I just, you know, I'm upset or I'm tired and I can talk myself out of eating. And so I don't eat. I've always been that way. If I get depressed, my stomach kind of sits funny and then I can't eat. And then when I start to feel better, I inhale food. You know, and there are times that when my body seems to know that things aren't right, I'll just inhale because it knows that I'm not going to be able to eat. So for me to sit here and say that basically there's parts of my life where I'm anorexic, it sounds really rude. Look at me. Look at. I'm over 200 pounds, and, about 215, I think. We weighed because I had to get cats worm pills, and the vet needed to know their weight. So, this over 200-pound woman is anorexic. So anorexia is not a disease of wasting the way that we're used to seeing. I'm not bulimic. No, there's just something, ew, I don't want to throw up. Ew. But I'm not healthy either. And I don't even know if I ate enough today. I'm not sure. I got up and I had a larger bowl of Cheerios with chocolate soy milk. Silk is as far as I can tell from what I've checked, is the only one that has the closest protein count to regular milk. I can tell you which cereals taste good with chocolate chips and chocolate milk. You'd probably be surprised. But yeah, I had that. So there's probably at least 2 cups of cereal with equal amount of milk. So there's 2 servings there. Let's see, what else did I eat today? Oh, I had a couple pieces of ham with, at least an ounce, probably an ounce and a half, mozzarella cheese. And then I had steak and potato salad. And I had most of, it was only about like that thick, but big piece of steak. And about 2 cups, at least 2 cups of potato, store-bought potato salad. And after that, I had 2 little pieces of chocolate. So no, I haven't eaten enough today. That's not enough food. I already worked out doing the math that, you know, it's 10 times your weight is what you need for calories just to function. Make sure you're breathing, you can walk, you get up to the bathroom, so you can eat, you know, sleep properly, proper brain function, because if we don't feed this, nothing works properly. We become toxic. I haven't had enough to drink today either. But anyways, so, you know, like, if I was to say 215 pounds, I have no idea what that is in kilograms. So 10 times 215 is 2,150 calories just to function and feel good, normally feel good. Well, I have other things. I have health issues going on. So, on that note, I kind of figured I needed another 500 calories just to beat the frickin' fatigue that is dogging me. And so that makes 2650. And then I went, okay, there's a lot of depression and feeling sluggish and not good that comes with breathing. That if you don't have the right nutrition in your life, you don't function. You just add it. And so I figured I needed another 500 calories. Now we're sitting at 3150, and I don't know how to get there. I don't know how to eat to get there. So this is going to be a lifetime ongoing thing. And so I'm going to start talking about stuff like that, because I watch all over the place where, you know, so much for the leaps and bounds Gloria Steinem and the rest of them were supposed to have made since the late 60s, early 70s, you know, through the 70s. It's like, it's all there, you know, and but it's just not going anywhere. So yes, I give kudos to the women who've stepped up, like Gina Davis and Reese Witherspoon. And I just watched a thing on Taylor Swift, and what happened to her was absolutely awful. Hey, no biting, no biting. Welcome to babyhood. And yes, having animals as children is not the same as raising people children. It is quite different. But that doesn't mean we love them any less, and that they don't deserve to be treated with respect like people kids do. My children will not go to school. They will not graduate from high school. There will be no sweet 16 parties. There never is. They're technically never out of diapers. And they won't get married. I fix mine, so there's no grandbabies. I'm one of those people, I can't do that. I'd have them all, you know. They'd just constantly be breeding, and then I'd be one of those awful people. So I make choices to make sure they don't breed. No breeding. They don't. Mother's Day is not the same. This last Mother's Day definitely wasn't the same. I have a hard time with it anyways. I'm the childless mother who doesn't have her own mother, so that kind of thing. So, but, and then there's so much, you know, we're talking about food issues and women issues and animal issues. What about men's issues? I'm gender fluid, and that means, and I didn't know till like 2015, so that was like 6 years ago. I didn't know till about this time, 6 years ago, that the reason I couldn't fully connect with tomboys was because I wasn't a tomboy. I'm gender fluid, and that means I have both, I have both personalities. I have a male personality. Oh, okay. Go over there. Ow, you just smacked me in the very not so nice spot. And I will say that having both the male personality and the female personality has definitely affected how I'm breathing. There are times that I wish I had a multitude of male friends who could take me out and I could go breathe like a man. And because I'm sitting here with not a lot of women friends, I just don't cultivate the friendships in the way that most people would. I don't have a best girlfriend. I have a very wonderful woman in my life I will call a really good friend. And I actually have several really good female friends. I just don't have, my best friend died. But there's a stereotype that comes with being and looking like a woman. I very, very much want to be a woman, you know, but my boobs are annoying, my hair is annoying, you know, I don't have my period anymore because I'm in menopause now and all that kind of stuff, which I'm kind of grateful for, because when you're not having babies, that damn thing's just annoying, and mine were very painful, but, you know, I sit here and sitting within my womanhood going, ever since he died, crying foul, but only to a few people, because there's a standard that for women that I've noticed, that if you're a woman, you gotta grieve for at least a year. You gotta wear that black for at least a year before you even look at anyone else. You can't take comfort in anything. Otherwise, you're awful. You don't have no respect for your dead partner. And yet, you know, I could be completely wrong about this, but this is just what I've noticed. If I was a man and took refuge in the arms of another woman because I lost the one person who was so very, very important to me, everybody would go, ooh, too soon. But yeah, no, he was lonely, and, you know, it's good that he found somebody. But I don't feel as a woman that I would be considered anything less than a horrible slut for doing that. Now, where that's come from, I don't know. I just know that that's what I get. And actually, I do know where that comes from. I can think of several books, you know, where, you know, the woman, you wear your black dress and your life's over for at least a year, if not longer, and you just kind of have to suck it up. Now, another kind of horrible thing that happens when you're gender fluid, and I imagine there are gender fluid males who, you know, feel the same way, you get shut out of the club. There's clubs. There's the women's club. I never thought about things that way. But there's the men's club. I've just been a little bit frustrated where here my husband, you know, sort of included me, and I finally, you know, since I was a kid, you know, I always wanted to do all these boy things, and I finally got in, get just enough a taste of it. Wasn't included enough, but I finally got, you know, to a place where, yeah, I got included in things like hunting and fishing. My brother was good for that, for including me when we could go, you know. Actually do like camping and getting dirty and all that kind of stuff, and I might go, dang, I broke a fingernail, but you know, whoopee. But I don't know, I guess we just didn't impress upon his male friends or anything like that how important it was to me, because nothing. Hunting season came and went, and I wasn't included. I got one celebratory moment, like I asked, by his brother and nephews and a friend of theirs, which I am absolutely grateful for, because it was to honor Kirk. And so I'm so glad that it happened. But nothing, no ice fishing. I not even asked if I wanted to go. I don't know why it's assumed that just because I have a pair of boobs that I'm not interested. I don't know, maybe people thought I was tagging along. I wonder sometimes if that's what people thought I was doing with him. I adored him. So of course, yes, I wanted to spend 24/7 with him. And he was the first person I was actually ever comfortable doing that with. You know, it just was so natural for the two of us to always just be together, and that togetherness. So, as I'm wading through grief and being pet mom to 5 pussycats now, and going through all the toddler years over again, universe, no more cats, please. You know I can't say no. Don't take advantage of that. But anyways, as I'm sitting here wading through everything and trying to figure out what I'm doing, because I'm so unfocused and clueless and just absolutely, for lack of a better word, I am finding something, and I'm hoping they will lift the depression, because I would like to clean my house. I still haven't got there. Everything I'm doing doesn't have any lasting power. So I do apologize that I seem so scatterbrained. But I think the running theme for me is going back to where I was when I was 19 years old. At 5, I was cocky, and I lost all that cockiness probably when I turned 6 and my grandmother died. and more childhood trauma, and trauma on top of trauma on top of trauma walked into my life. That got me to this point where my husband died and I was traumatized again. So, briefly mention the fact that go look up stuff on the Dark Night of the Soul if you're feeling like you don't recognize yourself anymore. Even if you just go look up, there's several videos on what the signs are and stuff like that. And I'm definitely there in the Dark Night of the Soul, But I want to find myself. And when I was 19 years old, what would that have been? Would have been 1990. 31 years ago. I wanted to be that woman who did it all on her own. I was going to have a job. I was going to have credit cards, house, children. I did not need a man to do any of this. The man in my life was going to be somebody that was an accompaniment to my life, and at that point he wasn't existing. By the time I was 20, by the time I got to 25 and got married again, I lost all that. And it seems to me that because I'm thinking there again, that I'm going to, this is where I need to be, and to define myself by my stuff and my thing. Not to say that having a man interested in me isn't a bad thing, but my idea of what a relationship is completely different. I think I've said that before in other widows' journals, that I don't want to get married again. And I should change that to, it's not that I don't want to get married again, I am not getting married again. And the reasons for that are exactly for the reasons why I don't want to get married again. I would love to get married again. Why wouldn't you want to throw a party that says, look, we love each other and it's wonderful, and just have a good time, right? And get dressed up. And it fills that the girl half. The left side is your feminine side, the right side is your masculine side. I wonder if I actually look here. Anyway, it appeals to the feminine, the girly in me, to have the dress and the flowers and the whole 9 yards. But the masculine side that I predominantly am most of the time is like, no. Because I'm protecting myself. Because every time I have my own income, and usually because I can't work, I'm on assistance, which it's not a free ride, like a lot of people sit there and think that it's this, oh yeah, you collect your money, you get health care and everything. No, there are limitations. They make it extremely hard to get on here. I cannot work because of my arthritis and migraine, but I am not eligible for provincial disability assistance. So, and the amount I'm living on, if I can get on the regular assistance, will be less than $900 a month Canadian. And because I'm getting some survivor benefits, I will get half that, because they're not going to pay me. They're not going to pay me as much if they don't have to, because this other stuff is considered income. But if I went to work, I'm allowed a certain amount of money if I have a job. but this other income doesn't count like that. Wow. But anyways, I'm digressing. So the masculine side of me says, I just don't want to be controlled. Hey, mind your manners. Hey, no, you. Hey, look at me. Mind your manners. Mind your manners. Where's your head at? Where's your head at? Quit biting me. Here, have my sweater. Get my sweater. So, and it just, that masculine part of me says that I don't want to be treated like that again. I don't want no. If I want to paint the bedroom purple, I want to be able to go do that. And there's a certain amount of fear of having another person in my life. I'm terrified of having another person in my life. And having to, and getting lost in them, like I did my entire life. It's always been about family, and be that good girl, and no matter how much I, fought and said, okay, I don't want to be this person anymore, I always become this person. So I don't want to move. And that has nothing to do with anything other than I finally have a place I can call my home, and I never have to move again. And for someone who's bounced around and always wanted to stop bouncing around, this is awesome. So I want to live in this freedom, and I don't want my partner to take that away from me. No, so yeah, I'm afraid. And I don't want to be afraid anymore. Back in 2014, 2015, those were the years that I was going to lose the fear. And then I just gained more. So now it's time to put the big girl pants on and stand up and share my voice, quit hiding. I watched that on that Taylor Swift video, documentary on Netflix there, and she's right. Good girls don't say what they're thinking, and good girls do what other people want, and good girls let people walk all over them no matter what, because you just don't. There's just one problem with that. This good girl has a big mouth. This good girl is arrogant and opinionated. This good girl might be losing the dishwater strawberry blonde that she had, and I was flushing out the other hair dye, just so I can see what my real hair color is now, which is a graying white mess that I'm not in love with, and probably will be dyeing. I do have a block in the cupboard in the bathroom, but this, I'm just too obnoxious to sit here and not say anything, especially when it comes to abuse. And I'm going to be an advocate for both sides, because I'm watching women rightly say enough is enough, but at the same time watching men not say anything when it's happening to them, because it's embarrassing, and they're not protected. They don't have the same sort of Just a second. No cords. No cords, monkey. No cords, Gamma. She's too old for cords. But anyways, you know, I watched it with my own husband. And so I'm wrestling with what do I say and what don't I say. And I think what's going to come out is I'm going to hopefully find some sort of happy medium politic place where I can talk about what I witnessed and experienced without outing anybody, at least not too much. But I can't be worried about becoming a pariah, about becoming the hated woman, the hated person for telling the truth. Because for over 7 years now, I've been watching man bashing by women who claim that they love and appreciate men, and I can't take it. Like, this is insane. Men don't deserve that. The vast majority of men don't deserve it. There's a few men out there that actually, absolutely, beyond a shadow of doubt, deserve to be throat punched. But I would say that we need to ask ourselves, if a guy has become scared of women, or has become aggressive towards women, I think we need to ask why. Why are they doing it? Now, I said that I have been saying I'm going to stop asking why. I think maybe it is time for me to stop asking why and start putting it out there so that other people can ask why. Because I've seen some really good guys get completely messed up by some freaking awful women who are getting away with it because they can, because they're a woman. And I have my own case of a woman mistreating another woman and got away with it because she was a woman. You know, if she had been a man and did what she did to me, I could have gone to the police. No one would have looked at me like I was on glue, you know, but because she came off as sweet and innocent, nobody really believes me, you know, that what she did was wrong and abusive. So, and I thought she was my best friend. So, yeah, there will still be crochet and knitting, and I won't be doing all serious and political stuff, but I am going to tell my story. And if that means that I end up with only 10 followers and this channel never goes anywhere, well, so be it. Because I live in a place where maybe one of those 10 followers, I will change their life. Maybe they won't feel alone, and maybe they won't take the dark road out because they don't feel alone. You know? Because, yeah, we all deserve to be loved and that kind of thing. But I was watching Darling Desi earlier today. Let's see if I can find my notes that I taken now that this video, oh, there it is. And she was talking, and she has a channel on here, Darling Desi. If you're looking for something a little bit different, and so she's another one of my, I would call quirky, and now she's working out her own sense of self-weirdness, and that being okay. So she was doing the whole, there it is, there's the other paper, the whole, this summer is about self-care, prioritizing self-care, and that's basically the title for Desi. And so she was dropping quotes from other people and things, so, and so she had done this thing for an entire week, and I just love her, you know, because she'll, she goes and does things I wish I would be doing, you know, at their age. You know, you got the 20-somethings, early 30-somethings, and I really wish at their age that I could have said, you know, F it and go and just do. So, and so yes, I'm not going to apologize for this being a long video. I'm verbose, and that's the way it is, and I think when we're talking about this kind of stuff, I think it needs to be said in full and not just blurbed, blurb, blurb, blurb. We've become a very fast food society, and not even the good old days fast food society. McDonald's is disgusting compared to what it was in the 80s and 90s. You know, somewhere in there, we've become such a chemically dependent society, and I'm not talking drug chemicals, I'm talking preservatives and pesticides and all that kind of stuff. So one of the quotes she said for the thing she did on Monday, I didn't catch who it was. I did save it. I'm creating a therapy playlist of all these things that I found. Going to leave it open so that, you know, people can go in and see what I'm doing, because mental health here where I live sucks big time, and for me was absolutely not helpful, or I would be there, because I'm an advocate. If you need help, go find somebody. If you're stuck in the mud, go find somebody to help pull you out. And the quote was, if it makes you happy, it doesn't have to make sense to anyone else. Why are we defining ourselves? Like, I understand the whole point of following a certain dictates for society. It keeps people safe. Safety is a good thing. But when it impinges on freedom of expression and feeling good about yourself, no. Okay. And then she was asking herself, who am I living for? What am I living for? And this is a young person, you know, not even in a midlife crisis. We're not even getting to our 40s before we're having midlife crises. Some of people are having, that I'm noticing on there, it's happening before they even turn 30. I did mine. I had one when I was like 27. That's too young to have a midlife crisis. You're not even halfway through your life. Well, maybe in the Middle Ages and that type of stuff, you were an old person, so a midlife crisis might have been when you were 15. And so that was for there. And so then it came up as self-care is doing the things that make you feel more like yourself. That makes sense. That makes common sense. That doing stuff, especially to grieving me, who, there's a dark cloud, everything's smudgy and gray and, well, like beige. My life is beige right now. I hate beige. I'm not a beige lover. I love dirt. I love browns, but beige is so blah. I love gray more than I love beige. Okay. So, you know, why isn't taking time to read? Like, why am I not taking time? And that, for me, has everything to do with, I don't, you know, the voices in my head that says, I got to do this and I got to do that. Housework, and get my finances in order, and all this other kind of stuff, when I'm not in a place to even be focusing on that. And then, as she creates all this stuff that she loves doing in this video, and does it for a week, and I'm like, I need to do this more. I don't have enough ambiance. I'm not playing, I'm not being silly enough, you know, all the things that make quirky, weird me, and happy, make me the happy me. I'm not being that. I'm hiding behind my clothes, I'm hiding behind everything. So I'm going to kind of wrap this up because the little red light is blinking and I didn't notice that before. With the summed up thoughts. It is not selfish to love myself. It's okay to take a break and have bad days. But remember, the magic that lives inside you, it's still there whether you feel it or not. And that's from her. And in the words of Christopher Robin, yay, Winnie the Pooh, you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. And that's true. We are all bigger than we give ourselves credit for. And for those of us that don't live there, we sit on the ground and never be our full selves. So if there's somebody that you admire that helps pick you up, search as to why, and then emulate that in yourself. Because there's nothing wrong with that. So, peace, love, and happiness, everyone. I'm grateful for the joyful things in my life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is a fish. Yay, go Vader! Black O's rule. And getting zapped in the foot by a kitten, that doesn't make me happy, but him playing makes me laugh, and that's good. So, peace, love, and happiness, everybody. Hugs, and here's the rest of July morphing into an awesome August. Okay? Bye for now.